Hey guys, it's Adam from Outlier. And look, I can't get enough NFL. So you're getting another NFL video. By the time you watch this, hopefully the Eagles will have smashed the Vikings. Go Birds. But what I want to talk about is a trend that I mentioned earlier in the week. It's what I call sort of a fake bounce back spot. It's a perception that the dog is simply there because the other team underperformed and they're a heavy favorite and they lost. So trend I want to bring up again is that dogs in week 2 that are off a loss facing a team that is also off a loss. Look, they're 42, 23, and 2 ATS. That's a cover rate of 64%. So what this means is that you're going to want to probably look, if you back this trend, to backing the Cardinals, backing the Texans, backing the Titans. And if you adjust this trend so that it's not necessarily a dog off a loss, but just any team playing a favorite off of loss, a dog win or lose, the Jags are going to be in there too, which is a good one about people maybe thinking that the Chiefs are going to bounce back. So look, I don't usually like lean way into a trend, but I really like one on week 2 because in week 2, that's when books are able to adjust lines based on what they've seen. We've kind of all been throwing darts in week 1, but they're going to adjust things as the season goes. But it's a really good weekend to make sure that you're not running into any traps, and really good time to know that they are basing things off of what they saw. Good example that I want to point out, the Cincinnati Bengals. I mentioned in a previous video that maybe you might want to bet them before they play in a game that they might lose, which they ended up losing, betting maybe the Ravens because that line would get shorter in a game that the Ravens won. What happened? The Ravens won in a blowout. Cincy was blown out. And guess what? The line actually moved towards Cincy. It didn't do what we thought it was going to do. That first initial line movement is telling us that sharp money really does like and respect the Bengals. I'm pretty high on the Bengals over the course of the season, so it's just something to think about. Sometimes the look ahead angle doesn't always get it right, but it's really important to pay attention to some of these trends. Week 1, unders were 12-4, which is crazy, but if you think about it, defenses are a little bit easier to prepare than offenses that don't get to play all of preseason. I think that the way that you can apply this is that if you are betting props, maybe just look at totals that are a little bit higher, maybe 46 and higher, because a lower total probably not that conducive to a lot of over props and over yardage. I mentioned, like I said, my favorite play this week is actually backing the Cincinnati Bengals. Are my favorite fave. They're my favorite chalk that I like to back this week. Joe Burrow, he's an outstanding 27 and 16 ATS in his career. And like I said, Bengals are laying points at home. It's their home opener. They're off a blowout. I like the way that this all works out for them. Sometimes you just got to fade the steam. And for fading the steam, I'm fading the Chiefs. As I mentioned, there's a fake bounce back spot right here. I really like the Jags in this situation. Doug Pederson, the Jags coach, former Philadelphia Eagles coach, we'll remind you all, 12-4 ATS as a home dog. I know that there's a lot of trends about Andy Reid off of extra time and having weeks to prepare. Well, look, they played each other in the playoffs in January, and the Chiefs won despite Patrick Mahomes getting injured. So I'm pretty sure that the Jags have been prepping for this game even more so than their week 1 game. So I like the Jags. And also when you look at how things are priced, while the line is moving towards the Chiefs, the money line is kind of staying in the middle. It's around the 150, 160 range. When a money line isn't getting up into that 200 range and you're not getting a heavy, juicy dog, it's telling you that the books have a lot of liability on that dog winning outright. So there's clearly something keeping them in mind to respect the fact that they don't want to lose a lot of money on a Jags money line. I like the Jags. Let's see what they do. Also, right now is a great time to buy low on guys for awards. Tyreek Hill is Offensive Player of the Year leader right now at 8-1. But Josh Allen's 40-1 and Justin Herbert's 35-1. And this is only after one game. These are guys that are constantly mentioned as MVPs. They're quarterbacks. They're in systems that do a lot of offense. Right now is a great time to play off that overreaction and maybe look towards that, because a lot of this betting stuff, especially on futures, it's about playing a market and buying low on guys when you want to. I know I threw a lot at you guys. I'm just real excited about second weekend of NFL. Check back here, like, subscribe, and most importantly, go Birds.